I try and do, and when I make you this cocktail, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to do, is trying to connect with people on an emotional level so that they look at me and they slap me in the back 3 years later in a liquor store and say that drink was so fucking good.
What do you want to get into with this?
So, you
can slide that down, and
yeah.
then I can back the camera up a little too, and I can just make adjustments for it.
So
next studio will have a kitchen.
This cutting board was clutch, by the way.
I stole that from a restaurant I worked at up in the Poconos.
This is just like the I have butcher.
I'll
block,
back the camera up a little bit.
I have butcher block cabinets at my house, so I'm used to this kind of thing. But anyway, like bourbon cocktails, you know, Manhattan's Old Fashions have always been one of my favorites in terms of just like what we're working with. So if we look back in history, the term cocktail actually comes from the term old fashioned, right? It was first like kind of indicated in the 1750s in Boston in a newspaper. And it was defined as this, it was a cocktail comprised of a strong base spirit, which was definitely brandy back then. Now, obviously, bourbon, rye, whiskey is going to be our primary point here. Soda water, sugar, and bitters. So I call this drink the Duke Silver. This is one of my like winter Manhattan cocktails. So going with some old granddad bottled in bond. I don't think we need to be pretentious in terms of what we're using. You don't always need to reach for Woodford. You don't always need to reach for Basil Hayden, Blanton's, whatever big brand name. The bottled in bond is going to indicate that it is aged for minimum 10 years, and it is going to be exactly 100 proof when it comes out of the barrel. This is the highest government standard of production for whiskey in America. And for it to be bourbon, it has to be made in America at this point. All right. And another thing that's really been taken back off here in the recent years are all of these different kinds of like older spirits that people would consider medicinal or gross. So this is a Verna Amaro. This is a relatively popular mixing Amaro. It's got a little bit of bitterness to it, right? It's got a slight medicinal bitterness to it, but it's also got like some chocolate undertones, some like little earthy notes, a little drier, and it's just kind of imitating a vermouth, which is going to be made from like fortified grapes, essentially, right? And then here, this is the Duke Silver Juice. This is I took maple syrup, a little bit of water, some blueberries, black peppercorn, and cinnamon, right? Toast the peppercorns to activate them, add my maple, blueberries, bring that to a hard boil for about 20 minutes. While it's boiling, I macerate those blueberries in there with the cinnamon stick, and then I let it simmer for about 40 to get a little bit of viscosity in here. And we're just going to add this to our mixture here because it's a nice little bit of like a fruit note to it, right? It's not going to be overly sweet because the Amaro helps provide that balance. Those bitter herbal kind of liqueurs help bring a lot of balance to cocktails so that we don't do anything overly sweet. And then Angostura Bitters, this is a bottle that should be seen in every bar. Most of your dive bars will have dusty ones hidden underneath somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? The Angostura Bitters actually go all the way back. Oh, God, who was it? It was Simon Bolivar when he was liberating Bolivia. His chief medic was the guy who invented the Angostura Bitters. And it was originally used as like a tonic for common ailments like a cold, cough, stuff like that. If you have the hiccups, take a bottle of Angostura Bitters, a lemon wedge.
That's what's used for in a dive bar.
Put sugar on the lemon and dash it with Angostura Bitters. Your hiccups are gone in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And we got some ice here, obviously, to mix the drink. Now, a basic rule for when you're making cocktails. If you have no acid in a drink, you want to stir it, right? You want to taste the booze. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Like most people that shake martinis, all you are doing is overly diluting a product that doesn't need to be overly diluted, right? Vodka adds...
So I should just stop shaking all my mixed drinks.
I'm just letting you know from like the standards that we have kind of set forth in the industry here now is if there is no acid in something, you should be stirring it. If there is acid in something, shake it because you're going to be binding all those flavors together.
I can't wait to say that next time I make a drink. It sounds smart.
Yeah, buddy.
My friends are like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? I'm
give it a goog. I know this stuff.
And this is like the historian aspect part, right? Like this is the shit that I geek out at, that I really get obsessive with. Like I literally have like a bookshelf of cocktail books at home. So, but that's because that's what we enjoy. And that's why I get paid the medium bucks. So Duke Silver is imitating essentially a Manhattan, right? And fun fact, the Manhattan actually comes from the Martini family. how we have like our mother sauces and stuff for cooking. There are basically some like grandfather recipes and cocktails that have kind of set the stage for the stuff that we make now.
Yeah.
And the Manhattan actually comes from the martini recipe. Original martini, going all the way back to the early 1800s, used to be 2 parts vermouth to 1 part gin, right? Vodka obviously has taken over the scene. And to finish this off, we're going to just garnish with a nice little orange twist. And another thing that pisses me off in the hospitality world is not garnishing with intent, right? Like, I'm going to let my pretension come out here for a second. People that just put a fucking wedge of something on anything is the dumbest thing in the world because it serves no purpose unless I'm supposed to squeeze it and put it into the drink, which just tells me that you made the drink wrong originally. So you're giving me something to fix your work.
Of me making drinks wrong down here, just drunk.
And then what we do, like with this, the reason why we do it like this, all right, when we express the orange right over the top of the glass, you're gonna get those oils on there. So when you go in for your first sip, you're gonna get heavy orange on the nose, and that is by design, right? So, good rule of thumb.
Are you good? I'll come and get it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. We're ready for a Duke Silver. It's brunch, baby. Put this on your pancakes, too. It's your health, sir.
Thank you. Smells terrific.
Smells orangey. The amount of times that I get people be like, ooh, it smells like lemon. And yes, because there's literally lemon oil right on top of your drink.
Man, that comes right off the rim as soon as you even bring it close.
So even like I don't know if you noticed, but I did also rim around, and that's again setting the stage, right?
That's really good. That's really
it's stupid. It's stupid
good.
It's stupid. That blueberry's there, right? The cinnamon will come in on the back end. You get a little bit of bourbon at the like the top of your mouth on that palate there. But then that blueberry just kind of coats, and it's easy and it's smooth. Yeah. The Duke Silver is, again, this is what I like to do is just kind of.
Yeah, that's just triggered like you should drink all day.
Right? No, I gotta go pick my kid up from school after this.
No,
so
I have another podcast.
I'm gonna be a one and done lunch cocktail, right?
No, for sure. We'll stay responsible.